And then they got closer. And then they had that doggy style. In fact, Sarkodie does not even like missionary style. He likes doggy style. So the doggy style resulted in a pregnancy. She went with a friend called Karen. When they tested it, boom!
Abusia yabako search bibia ama makwaba so kwa dia ba na one TVGH na mo ntana na one TVGH de e ba ni nsema etwagu social media ne so dia ye na simbika ne yakosesa ne dia ba beso mesan se ti se no Ghana no ba o me na kan no ye kono de geta ntino ye Ghana ha na yetino asesa bibia akoye social media nsempi na etwagu fa ye celebrities aholo no ho politicians aholo no enso eho na musicians aholo no ewo Ghana so enu na ya na yatena se ne abobo na konkon se ni na na tetwa meji medwa na mde ba beso mo se ne se ne fata na wonso ahu ensema ekoso wo ye man mo ne my whole so ewo ye social media ne so nene video bi ababe kan sa wo social media ne so me pese be kan ho asema che ye say seeing is believing or say odi Otwinoko chama say ehun video na nsana asim bi ho no me no wi no aka ka me ho ne ko video ni emba ye ba ntechemu bi ho bia no me no ebe ka ho asem.
My brother, my sister, and I need you to come along with me. Is this thing about Sarkodie and Yvonne Nelson? I need you to come along and listen with rapt attention. How many of us have heard that Yvonne Nelson has released a book? And in the book, she alleges that she was impregnated by Sarkodie in 2010. And Sarkodie at the time was living with his mother. And he could not afford to take care of a child. Therefore, Yvonne Nelson was asked to have an abortion. And she took the life of a baby so that she could make a man comfortable. Today, Sarkodie is one of the biggest rappers in the country and even beyond. Today, my brother, my sister, after 13 years of an abortion of a child allegedly belonging to Sarkodie, Yvonne Nelson has decided to come out and spill the beans. I applaud Yvonne Nelson. You know why? If you must write a book about your life, you must tell it all or shut up for good and don't write anything. We were told that Yvonne Nelson was dating Sarkodie some time back, but many were those who brushed this thing because she was a silver screen goddess. Sarkodie at that time was only a struggling cocoon. Sarkodie at that time was struggling to be able to even get the microphone to spit his bars. We knew him from the start. My brother, my sister, Sarkodie at the end of it all was able to get his way. He had his way. When he asked Yvonne Nelson to have an abortion, that abortion was done. And today, Yvonne Nelson has decided to spill the beans. The beans have been spilled. Now, my brother, my sister, let's look deeper into this. Yvonne Nelson says in the book that had it been now, she would keep the child. But the child has been aborted. Today, the child would have been 13 years. Yvonne Nelson also goes on to say, her own father, Mr. Nelson, has never been in her life. In fact, she was actually rejected by her own father. She went ahead to also add that she didn't want to bring a child in the world whose father would also disown him the same way her own father disowned her. Is this enough reason to abort and kill an innocent child? Forgive us, Father. Listen to this. Now, Yvonne Nelson, having said all this, said that had it been today, she would have gone ahead to have the child. What is Sarkodie saying? My brother, my sister, remember this is 13 years ago. people change. People see the light. Many shall be those who will be ready to throw stones. Cast the first stone if you are without sin. Imagine Sarkodie 13 years ago. Imagine Yvonne Nelson 13 years ago. And Yvonne Nelson said their relationship was nothing serious. But she just liked music and she saw the talent and decided to gravitate towards Sarkodie. Was it that she lured Sarkodie into a sex act? Number 2, did she seduce Sarkodie? In her book, she says she got in contact with Sarkodie and they started talking, and then they got closer, and then they had that doggy style. In fact, Sarkodie does not even like missionary style. He likes doggy style. So the doggy style resulted in a pregnancy. She went with a friend called Karen. It was locked. And when she called Sarkodie, Sarkodie said, so when him say, huh? So when him say, Auntie, please do something about it. What do you want me to do about it? She said, abort it. My brother, my sister, how many of us are going to take lessons from this? How is Sarkodie's wife going to take this? Yvonne Nelson has brought it up. Maybe she doesn't have too much to lose. After all, there's no man in her life. But we should also understand one thing. Yvonne Nelson has gone through hell. Disowned by her father. Had multiple sex with different people. She's gone through broken hearts. How many of us remember Inyanya of Nigeria? Look how he abandoned Yvonne Nelson. And now she cried openly in the media. Today, many are those who might cast the stone. But if I were with her, I would embrace her and show her love. And say that, listen, it's 13 years ago. Can we move on? This is a broken woman. There was a time we were told that she was even bleaching. She had to cry and say, no, I'm not bleaching. She's gone through a lot in the media. And the fact that her father disowned her. If you meet a man whose delicacy is doggy style, and you love the man, and it ends up in a pregnancy, Lord God have mercy, you might end up crying all day. If Sarkodie had accepted the child, he would have had a 13-year-old child by now. Maybe he would have called this girl, it would have been a girl, he would have called her Amabonsu. Who knows?
Ebusia ena mo ho yen ane se ne kan no wakasa do ni kocha mansa ne ho a eno eye esense ne me becheche se asem wo hoi enam eni so ena ekọ asumensem kakan saka social media no so ena ya bobo anu ma me so me ji medwa me de ababeso mu aha na na wan TVGH so me de na na techo me dase.